And I think where we could improve is to have people actually going into conversations from these various bubbles, cross-contaminate a bit more.
Do you know about the AHK circles?
No, not really.
Yes.
Yes, I get to know the AHK circles, then I decide to join the committee.
I know that they exist, I don't know a lot about them.
So the AHK Circle is a platform where we facilitate conversations, workshops about diversity and inclusions, create more like safe environments for all the students, the staff and everyone involved in the academies. With that in mind, can you think about something that you would use as a topic for one of the circles?
The bilingual nature of the academy, how great it is, but also how often it doesn't quite work.
Give visibility to this platform in order to let people know that something is happening.
On the academy, of course, we have so many different nationalities, so many different people and so many different voices.
It's quite a big challenge if you don't know the language and to immediately move to another place.
That all these different identities feel comfortable within the school.
There's still a lot of people that are not fully aware of the discussions, and they cannot really relate to them. So maybe bringing together the students and the staff that is involved with it and it's not involved with it.
To make it more that also the people that don't speak so loud are able to be heard.
In this ever-changing teaching team, how can you then guarantee some kind of standard in terms of gender equality or whatsoever?
But working together on an equal basis.
People can be themselves here, but I think for some people it's still easier to be themselves.
Language can be something that will create bubbles within the academy.
I think that's where the problem lies from both sides, is that from the international perspective, non-Dutch speaker, you see that people switch to Dutch quite easily, or there's a relief and you might get those bubbles. And from the Dutch perspective, it can be really tough also to constantly, if you have a certain train of thoughts and you're trying to express an abstract idea, which happens quite often here. I think it would be good to develop a strategy together.
It's like that the safe environment is there, but nobody is doing nothing to have it. What is happening in the world, that doesn't come into the door for me. It's like we are in a bubble that doesn't really deal.
Do you think it's like a lack of involvement or awareness or talk about the safety environment, what it is?
Maybe at first when you come at the academy, you don't really know what was going on, and then you leave it first as a place where you study or you just do what you are supposed to do. But then by making a connection with people, you start to living it as a second home almost, because we are here really often. The different cultural background is really important for us too in our profession to propose some changes out there. Yeah, you don't really maybe question sometimes where you're coming from.
Can also be something related with the schedule that you have, because you have to work and
yeah,
you have
also
to study.
Is that, yeah.
So maybe there's also something that makes it a bit difficult to have the students here engaged on an extracurricular activity at the academy.
No, but for me it's not an extracurricular activity. It's not that you really have to do much.
So then you're saying that like these simple interventions
Yeah,
at the academy
even,
could be also something that would
Yes.
be helpful already.
Yes.
You were speaking about bubbles before.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really good analogy. You say you experienced it among students. I think it happens everywhere in the academy. Now that we're also working from home, the bubbles get even smaller. And I think that's what this Circles project is really good for, is cross-contaminate a bit more.
The AHK Circles can be a platform to start engaging on these conversations, on start engaging on these different topics.
I think that that would be lovely, because this circle is already an expression of a will to change something. So I think that every kind of input is going to be welcome.